Welcome to Bowling Green. As you enter the Bowling Green facility, you will notice the signage on the door that masks are required to enter. Please do not enter if you have been or feel sick. You will notice the 6-foot social distancing guidelines on the floor leading up to the active screening area. Once there, you will have your temperature taken and will be asked a series of COVID-related questions. After successful completion of the screening process, you will be permitted to enter the Hills Bowling Green facility. As part of our continuous improvement efforts related to COVID, this location will be modified to incorporate an automated temperature screening system, similar to what is currently installed at the Topeka plant. This system will save dollars due to the elimination of an additional temporary support, as well as free up employees assisting in this process.
It has probably been since about this time last year that you were last here on site in Bowling Green. In that time, we have been working on upgrading our hallways and common areas to improve our visual workplace, drive ownership and pride in our plant, and transition to more digital forms of communication. Now, as you enter the plant, you'll quickly notice a fresh coat of paint and a change in the lighting. Both of these improvements have significantly brightened up our hallways. As you continue on, you'll notice that not only have we cleaned up a lot of old and outdated signage, but we also now proudly display our updated site vision statement and the B-Sharp operating principles. These serve as reminders of the vision and principles that drive our everyday business. In an effort to drive digital communication formats over paper, departments now own a wall in the hallway complete with a touchscreen TV. These touchscreens put more information directly at the fingertips of all of our employees. The visuals are driven by Google Slides, which allows for quick and easy updating. Some examples of information currently shared include the evolving COVID guidelines seen here on our EOHS screen. And further down the hallway, our FP&R screen updates daily with top issues from the SDM. Finally, we have removed the outdated bulletin board that used to take up significant space outside of the cafeteria. In its place, we have installed new branded images, voted on by our employees, to remind us of the ultimate consumers of the products that we make every day. The last steps to wrap up this project will be to complete the upgrade of our break room and install additional iPad stations that will allow us to continue digitizing our plant trainings.
Walking through our main hallway, you may notice that we have upgraded from a traditional water fountain to a new touchless water bottle filler. This is one of 4 touchless water bottle fillers that will be installed throughout our plant as a preventative action to minimize the spread of diseases such as COVID-19. In addition to installing the touchless water bottle fillers, this project also consisted of eliminating a water fountain in the packaging area for GMP compliance.
During the 4th of July weekend, we installed Opera 4.0. Opera 4.0 took Opera and melded it with the Hills MES system that we currently had. Here you'll see us doing a quality check. We were able to select the sample. Now the operator is going to actually click auto sample. Here we're doing net weight, which pulls the data in automatically from the check weigher. The data will be populated across the samples here. And once the data is populated, the operator will submit it by entering in their credentials. Once their credentials are verified, the data is then put onto the chart. Opera 4.0 allowed us to meld both of the current system that Opera has and the Hills MES and combine it into one. For us, that meant actually adding no new screens for our system. For AM Step 1 on extruder lines 1 through 3, we took advantage of our Opera installation downtime we had and we're able to perform the deep clean on all 3 of these extrusion lines. Here we're walking through extruder line 2, and you can tell the difference in the equipment as everything looks close to when it was first installed. During this deep clean, we're able to take photos before and after as part of our verification process, and we've been able to identify issues that needed to be added to our daily, weekly, or monthly MSSs. Part of this process as well is going to be adding these to not only just to the checklist, but also using IntelliTrack to complete our MSS task list. We've been trialing IntelliTrack in the processing area and are seeing great improvements on continuing to keep up with this process and able to take pictures of what we have found.
In Bowling Green, we have recently installed the Augury machine health sensors to help with our predictive maintenance initiatives. Augury's equipment, called endpoints, are attached to the machine and are able to provide readings such as vibration and temperature. Augury sensors are able to identify more than 30 types of faults that could eventually lead to costly downtime. Augury analysts monitor the readings and will send alerts with potential causes and suggested remediation. From there, we can schedule a work order to have the equipment inspected. After maintenance work has been performed, Augury is able to evaluate if the repairs had a positive effect on the machine. We have installed Augury on 38 machines within the processing area, meat cell, and facilities areas, with 2 more additional machines to come online in the next few weeks. On our enrober for processing line 4, we have installed the sensors on the liquid disc motor. We received an alert from Augury that vibration at the shaft turning speed is elevated. They recommended scheduling maintenance to inspect for structural, mechanical looseness. When maintenance inspected, they noticed a coupling that needed replacing. After replacing the coupling, the Augury analyst stated a significant improvement in the vibration levels. The cost of the coupling and the labor to install does not compare to the potential future downtime the issue could have resulted from or the absolute material loss associated with the downtime. Augury has already proven to be a beneficial service to our predictive maintenance strategy.
Welcome to our boiler room. Currently, we direct the boiler blowdown water to our wastewater treatment plant to mitigate the risk of discharging out of specification water to the city system, and as a consequence, receive a notice of violation. This practice is causing that the volume of wastewater to be treated has increased, requiring the site to assign the necessary resources in order to maintain the wastewater treatment plant operation. The first phase of the project consisted in the installation of the necessary instruments and controls to be able to send the boiler blowdown directly to the city system if the parameters are within the acceptable range, reducing significantly the volume of water to be treated.
What you're seeing here is one of 3 200 horsepower Gardner Denver air compressors that are on site at Bowling Green. These compressors have been installed for over 20 years. In our recent CEB cycle, we were able to procure funds to purchase one 400 horsepower VFD controlled oil-free compressor. This compressor is rated to take the full load of Bowling Green. The existing compressors will just be used as trim compressors or during service periods of the new compressor. In this project, we were also able to upgrade the lighting in the north and west compressor room.
Recently, the Bowling Green facility has been progressing through a processing area capital project to bring greater amounts of dehumidified air to our batching department. Previously, dehumidified air was supplied by 2 separate units located on the roof of our batching area. These units had run their course and struggled to provide low volumes of air to the area, if any. Because of this, we continuously experienced issues with clumping raw materials during warm and humid months. This clumping would lead to difficulty unloading supersacked and bagged ingredients, and more seriously, would lead to downtime as clumped product would gum up our batching equipment, stopping us from providing grain to our extruders. We have removed the 2 old units and replaced them with one single unit capable of providing a greater volume of air than the 2 previous units combined. Ductwork has now been installed, leading from the unit into the batching scales room and raw ingredient warehouse. We have completed all basic installation criteria on this project, including mechanical, electrical, and gas installations, and started the unit up in manual on Monday, July 27th. Over the next month, we plan to develop programming to automate the use of the dehumidifier to account for external factors like outside temperature and humidity. We plan to have this work completed by the end of August this year.
This is the roofing upgrade project. We have a section of roofing that covers around 8,000 to 9,000 square foot above a processing area that is in need of repair. There are multiple locations that leak or have been temporarily repaired in this area. There are also areas that have been damaged by falling siding due to storms that have been patched. The roof surface also has a significant amount of wear around the equipment due to maintenance traffic in the area. Prior to the actual roof replacement, we will elevate the equipment that's located here for more adequate flashing around the bases of the equipment. This project also includes work to the louvers that are at the roof edge above the processing area. These are a source of recurring leaks in our facility. Water is penetrating the walls around the louvers and in the base of the louvers and enters the plant floor beside our dryers. Temporary fixes are in place, but we still have leaks with heavy or wind-blown rain. These louvers have also degraded to a point that they have become an entry location for bugs and birds. And due to their height off the floor, they're not accessible without extensive scaffolding on the exterior of the building and are not accessible by Hills employees in any event. So the cleaning and the repair is in a bad state. Prior to any louver work, we'll have an airflow study of the area to determine the best approach regarding repair or removal.